Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Bitcoin collapsing on the 5. I see a head and shoulder dumping. I jumped out my long with the L. Let's see what happens. Boom. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the CryptoLifer Show, baby. Man, 88,000. Such an interesting time to be alive. God bless everybody here on the live, and thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being awesome and absolutely amazing. Oh, yeah, there we go. Might want to fix that. There we go. Get myself a little bigger. I don't need to be so small. There we go. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. Let's get it in. Let's get the watch on. Let's get situated. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to all my peoples out here on the live. Let's see what's cracking in the charts. 87,950. Usually heavy volatility. I did take an L this morning. About $600. It stinks, but it's okay. It's okay. I was looking for this to long, actually. Stops below this key area, but I was in too heavy. I may get back into the long. It's looking for me like we're going to bounce here. Get tight and break up to the target. I'm still seeing a possible long here for Bitcoin. Oversold. A little bit of hidden bullish divergence. RSI is moving down, but price action's kind of moving slightly to the upside. Tells me that we could have some hidden bullish here, which actually pushes you here to the upside. Man, it's really him. It's not AI. I am not AI. I'm actually a human being. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. You can't believe it every single day. So this does look like we could still make a bit of a gain here back to the upside. Maybe I jumped the gun when I got on my trade. I was in a little heavy. I didn't want to see like $2,000, $3,000 in loss. But yeah, so, and we'll take a look right now. Rejection of the 200 moving average. I'll look at my week's account right now and just kind of see what's cracking. So yeah, I mean, it kind of head and shouldery, right? Then they spiked it down, spiked it. Look at the volatility. They're definitely going after the 50x, 100x traders. Whenever I see this, there's just too much speculation. There's too many people bugging out. It's not my type of market. It does look like a head and shoulder pattern that wants to dump on you, though. If we just clear everything out, we'll do our top 10 analysis. We'll get situated, and we'll get you into structure like we do every single day. First things first, though, let's put the lemon into the water. Right? Let's put the lemon in the water. Let's decalcify the pineal gland. I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to do lemon lime. I'm going to live dangerously. Like, I'm going to live really, really dangerously. I just put lemon and lime together. I mean, that's bold. That's like, I really have just stepped on a ledge here. Let's have some sips. Ishkabaha. No, Ishkabaha is whiskey water of life. But it reminds me of my dad. Water of life, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So I was looking for this ascending triangle to break to the upside. I'm looking for this trend line to hold here for Bitcoin. Looks kind of weird. We're in some indecision. And I also say probably not a great idea to trade too hard. And I was up $1,000 last night before I went to bed. I should have just closed the trades and went to sleep, knowing that Fed Day's coming. And we'll see what happens, right? Let's see if this bounce comes back up, gets tight, and makes a move to the upside. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm just not into negative energy, man. That's all. God bless everybody here on the live. Let's get to 91,300. All right. That's the target we're looking for, but you never know. Let's take a look at I'm going to erase all this. Okay. But that's still a possible long. We'll get back to that. I'm not erasing it to hide it. I'll come back and recreate it. Let's just see what's happening here for Bitcoin. Interesting, that candle was in the exact same place on the floor. It was interesting kind of transition there if you saw that. So we're on the 21 of the monthly. You know, once you lose that, you could drop down to the 50. You know, you're kind of hugging the 21, and this candle is getting uglier and uglier by the day. And we're getting closer and closer to the candle close of the month. So, like, we basically have to get a short squeeze in the next 7 days, or this candle closes absolutely bearish. And it looks absolutely horrible. You know what I'm saying? Swing up to swing up. Swing down to swing down. Right? And you can see here that we bounced off the 886, you know? So, pretty, you know, that's like substantial. And you really should continue to the upside. However, has this ever been, you know, I've never seen it on the monthly. I've never tested it on the monthly. I've never traded it on the monthly. I've traded on the weekly, traded on the daily, traded on the 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, and on like I think over like 70, maybe, it's got to be like 400 to 500 times I've traded hidden bullish And then on little time frames, I've traded it many times. Everyone hear me good on the audio here? Just want to make sure the audio is absolutely beautiful. It sounds great to me. Ever since we kind of upped the ante here on the channel. How was the look too? I went down on the kilobits a little bit just to not hammer it so hard, but everything looks absolutely gorgeous. So thank you. All right. If Bitcoin drops gold and silver, make one last run up. You sound crispy like chips, baby. Thank you. I tried that level 6 killer workout. My body is dead. It was insane. Thank you for sharing that workout. Oh, man, I love it, bro. I do it every Monday, dude. Imagine how insane it is. Yeah. You sound great, Sammy. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Audio is beautiful, says Rave Song Records. Bellicoax and everybody here on the live. Dear Lord, help us continue this beautiful stream no matter what and help us keep pushing. All right. How can I do it? How do I type in the Discord while I'm actually live streaming? Is he in 10 places at once? What is this guy doing? How does he stay in 17 conversations? Only I know. Only I know. Look at the 2-week chart. Looks absolutely horrible. Looks like a bear flag that is broken down out the first trend line and wants to continue to dump, doesn't it? So you could put a stop here with it, you know, and again, that's going to close tweezer top in 5 days and 9 hours, right? On Sunday night. So we've got some time, but it doesn't look amazing. Point of control looks like the destination, or at least that previous resistance, at $69,000. So now let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly also looks bearish, like it fell out the pattern, right? Same idea here, like it's outside of the trend line. The only thing the weekly has going for it is a possible double bottom. Right? It has some double bottom idea there. It's a little lower than that though. So, but technically you're above this previous resistance. So previous resistance is holding on the weekly. Very interesting. I think I said the monthly, I meant the weekly, but the weekly has a double bottom here. All right. So there is a chance here. You're telling me there's a chance. There is a chance that Bitcoin does fulfill the hidden bullish on the monthly, does make a double bottom on the weekly, and does head up somewhere back to $105,000 BTC. All right. Is the Clarity Act getting voted on today? Loud and clear over here. Amen. I love it. Audio is chef's kiss. Thank you. Shout out to Greg Nowak. We love you, man. I hope everything's going well with the baby, Greg. Greg, you know one of my favorite people in the world. You know that, right? Like when you hung out with me, when I got this, you're just a real person. I could tell that like some people are raised by good people, man. And they're just good people. Like you can see that they're just like honest, good people, man. And Greg's one of those people, man. I love you, Greg. Good dude, man. When I think of you, I think of a great person, and I hope everything goes well with your children and in your life. It seems to be going well. Look, this almost looks like a giant descending triangle. Never even thought about it, but that, you know, it is what it is. That makes a nasty dump down to $46,000, $50,000 BTC. And again, I'm not against this idea. Remember, the worst case scenario is we come down and we probably round out at $48,000, $45,000 Bitcoin. Worst case scenario. Could be, you know, it could happen. You kind of have a head and shoulder brewing. You've been below the daily 200 moving average for now almost 3 months, and that's a bear. We're in a bear market. I just want everyone to know that. There's no like, oh, it's still an uptrend. Oh, we're in a... No. We are in a bear market. Doesn't mean you can't make money in a bear market. And there's so many people in crypto that this bear market's way different than all the others. And that's the cycle that no one's talking about, how the cycles of the bear markets are getting easier and easier to maintain. For instance, the first bear market, horrible, sentiment down, no one cares. Second bear market, some people will say, hey, there's still some coins I can buy. There's still some leverage. There's still some things I can do. And people start taking opportunity. And then this is like the third bear market I've seen. And like people just, they really don't care. They've traded more. Look, we've had a Penguin coin rip. We've had other coins going up. Ghost is pumping. So it's not all bad right now. It's actually, there's more opportunity here than there ever was. Some of these bear markets have more opportunity. I can't say than the bull market, but you know, they're not the same. And no one talks about that. They don't talk about the progression of the bear markets, how they're not as bad as they used to be. So I bailed on the long. This looks like a head and shoulder pattern. We're going to get into the smaller time frames in a second. But look, I mean, this doesn't look amazing. Let's be honest, right? It's starting to set up pretty bearish. That's a low. You know, it's a lower high. That's a high. That's a low. That's a higher low. You would expect a lower low now once you put in a tweezer top below the previous high. So I'm starting to see this as a nasty move here. And we may have to get back into that head short, right? Trying sad bag trading. Yeah, good morning. Read the Bible this morning for the first time in 40 years or so. God bless you, man. I was watching the book of John. I was listening to the book of John last night as I went to bed. You know, the water of life, man. God has given you the true water. You know what's crazy is I'm starting to understand Jesus way more than ever, man. The last 2 weeks, I've had, I think, over 10 hours of conversations about Jesus. It's weird. Like my buddy came over, Underground Crypto, my man Ronald came over. We talked about Jesus in the Bible. He's a very learned Bible study. It's just strange. The Bible's coming at me. And, Adam and Eve ate the fruit and they they went into temptation to sin. So then they were able to replicate Satan's behavior, right? So then we fell out of the grace of God because God is pure grace. God would never, so God couldn't live with us until he sent his son to teach us how to basically rise ourselves back to heaven. Now I get it. Now we can, because we're the bloodline of Adam, and Adam made the sin. So you are of the bloodline, and you can't, you've broken the covenant. So you just have to join the bloodline of Jesus to leave the bloodline of Satan. It just makes so much sense to me now. I get it. So anyway, I'm back into the TA, but that's been fascinating for me to understand, and it makes sense to me. All right. And and I just feel better. I look better. I've lost 15 pounds in the last 3 weeks. I've just been working out. I've been doing things that make me younger, and I appreciate everybody. Greg took me under his wing in Vegas. So kind. Greg's a good dude, man. See? The Lord moves through this community. Amen. Jesus will be angry as you are not giving any. Oh man, come on. That's weird, man. Don't be blasphemous, please. That's weird. Yeah, don't do that. That's not even funny. Anyway, let's take a look here at the possible double bottom for Bitcoin on the weekly. And the stream ain't over yet, man. I may give a trade. You never know. But it's 87.7. And we're bouncing around here. I mean, look at the volatility in the 5-minute time frame. Do you want to trade? I don't want to trade that. That's nasty. Same thing is the trade still looks like it may play out. I'm not done yet, baby. Give me some time. I got to give myself this top-down analysis. I got to bring it into the brain. And then I'll be able to figure out what's happening, but not without the information. I'm playing a chess player. I can't play the chess player without looking at the chessboard, right? So this is me looking at the chessboard. I'm assessing the situation. I'm looking at what's cracking. So possible double bottom here. Possible move back to the upside. The weekly is trying to dig in. And nobody would believe it. Everyone would think, no, Bitcoin's done. We're cooked. It's not happening. This is kind of a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. Right? There's this cup and handle vibe. At the same time, I see this as a bear flag, and you just retested the bottom of the bear flag, and you're likely to drop to the downside the length of the pole. All right, and Bitcoin will go on a nice little tumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could take about 40 days to happen. Maybe 6. It could take about 2 months before we get back to 60K. It could. You know what I mean? These are 5-day candles. I could see about 10 or 12 of them, and that's 50 to 60 days, right? So I do math. 12 times 5. 60. I got it. I got this. I could do this. I know I can. I just got to stay prudent. And this should go, which side should that? No, that's got to go like that. See how I just slid like that? I was sliding like Michael Jackson, man. See, I can just you never, whoa, what's happening there? How is he doing that? How is the mic moving, but he's not moving? What the heck? That was weird. Now, I moved my body instead of, anyway, that was pretty cool. Shout out to everybody here. So let's take a look here at the 3-day chart and see what's happening on the 3-day, okay? And break it down for each and every one of you. God bless my lifers and my lovers of life. Thank you for jumping on in and being absolutely amazing today. We love you. We appreciate you. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. That's how we get more viewers. That's how we get it pushing. That's how we get the algorithm ripping. Let's go. If I was at your stream, I'd hit that like button. I have watched the stream of someone I liked, and I just forgot to hit it. I was so watching the stuff, I just forgot. So I'm sure that's happened to somebody here. Hit that like button. Get yourself going. Become part of the community. Feel the energy. That's like giving. It's like you ever walk by someone and they ask, Salvation Army or there's something and you want to give, and you give. When you hit that like button, you're giving to my small family, my small business. I have 3 daughters and a wife. I'm not some big conglomerate. I'm the little guy. When you support me, you support yourself, you support business, you support the American dream, right? I started with nothing. I worked every single day till I had something. I turned something out of nothing with my mind. That's the American dream. That's what God teaches you, that you have enough value already built inside of you to create. You need nothing, you need no one. You have God's good grace and the energy inside, and you are ready to rock, man. Sammy has beige pants. No, I got the gray pants to match the gray tie. Come on, man. I'm all gray today. Gray and baby blue, my favorite colors. I wear them all the time. They're absolutely awesome. So, falling wedge, can we get back to the 200 moving average? Double bottom. What's happening? It's tight. It's hard to say. A lot of people are indecisive. You know, yesterday they made the head and shoulder, made people think that we were going to bounce. And now if we get another right shoulder, I mean, that's just going to get tighter. I did say yesterday I could see us kind of maybe spending 1 or 2 more days down into this tight, like 1, 2, maybe 2 more days, and then it breaks out. Technically holding a support right here for Bitcoin at about 85,366, right? So what do? Do you long the daily? I don't know. I don't like it. Tight moving averages, you usually pump up to the 200, but this could be where they get very, very tight and decide to dump us even further to the downside. The daily's been below the 200 moving average since it lost it on November 2nd. That's November, December, and almost all of January. That's 3 months below a 200 moving average on the daily. That is a bear market, friends. That is a bear market. This was a temporary short, down period. Temporary down period. We were looking for this to be the same, but not really the case. You see? When you lose the daily, right there, you lost the daily 200. Right about January 5th of 2022, that began a massive bear market that did not end until January of 2023. It was 1 year, though. We can do 1 year pain. We can get through that. Not too bad. Like, I've gone through it before. We could do it again. It won't be the worst thing in the world. We get above this 200 moving average, and we're gone, right? We're back in business. When you get back above the 200, the bull market starts. When you're back below it, you get into heavy treachery. Unless you make an inverted or you make higher lows, you're staying down there. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of bearish news, but we are in a bear market. And I've been saying that now for 2 months. Okay? Yeah, this is something we can't control. Yeah, man, it's tough to think about crypto running the country when we have Bitcoin. BitBoy, call, what do you want? We got to give him... What? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, like 130 did seem like a pretty good top. Honestly, I called the top. There was bullish divergence. I kept telling, bearish div. I told everyone, if this isn't a top, I don't know what is. I said, I've never seen us get this high with bear div on the monthly and the weekly. I said, we don't pull back. I said, I'll be very, very surprised, right? But God bless you, man. I'm happy that you still love and care, You'll get world record for streaming every day and also mentioned pants every day on the live stream. Thank you. Solution from Multisam. Thank you. When you have multiple patterns with different probabilities, which one do you listen to? The moving averages. I don't listen to the patterns anymore. I listen to the moving averages. Or I do tweezer pops and tweezer bottoms. I start looking at the candles. You see? Like, you use other stuff than just patterns. I don't just I'm not a pattern trader. Like, I am a pattern trader and I'm not a pattern trader. Like, I could do a pattern, but if the pattern's below the 200, I'm not longing a usual. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on what's happening. So, Happy New Year to Grace Protocol. We love you, Grace. Keep going and keep pushing every single day. God bless you. We appreciate you for DMing me and always being around. Thank you, Grace. Life revision is all you need. I hope. Yeah, exactly. When you have multiple, exactly. Yeah. Salute from Malta. Thank you. And shout out to everybody here on the stream. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're so happy to have so many beautiful people here. It's amazing. We're blessed. And thank you so much, everyone. Stream health is excellent. Everything going well. Analytics look strong. I love it. I love it. Let's get to 1,000 watchers, bro. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get it moving. All right. Salute. Thank you. Yeah. So can we get this move further to the upside? We're looking for this kind of move here, something like this, and get us to bounce back to the 200 moving average. Very tight. Can we get above this point of control for BTC? Get this move back up here to the 200. Okay. There's a gap here. That's kind of like your sauce. You're looking for a giant double bottom here on the daily. How we play that? Well, the 1 hour will break above the 200. The 15 will hold the 200 moving average. The smaller time frames will tell you what's going to happen. I teach you this every day. Like, some of the biggest dumps happen when what? Today we dump, right? The 1 minute, I bet, lost the 200 moving average. I almost know it did. And so you can see right here, the 1 minute lost the 200 right there. Like last night, and we started to dump. Then we got rejected by it, and we started to dump. Then we got above it. We had a massive squeeze. Then we kind of double bottom here. It's just messy. Anyway, we'll get back to our top down from our daily time frame. So, and this is I do this every day to I keep giving my subconscious mind as much information as I can. And every time I do this, it gets a bit of an edge, right? Because it gets more and more information every day. It gets better at extrapolating what is the what. And you just keep pushing. So look, you can now see there's a clear resistance for Bitcoin. About 87, 89, 770, 89, 800. You got to break above that, retest and bounce. Otherwise, this is going to continue to roll over, right? I see a move at least back to the bottom of this trend line right now. Bitcoin somewhere back in here. Maybe we get a tweezer bottom again, but dang. Yeah. Sammy, do you short with your model? I back tested it a bit, 100%. You can short, you can long. You can do all the same stuff. Yes. You just flip the charts upside down. It does the exact same thing. Yeah, these even look more like, like they almost look like, slanted double tops, like little M's there, hidden M's. I tell you what, man, I see mixed signals. That's why, like, the smart move is you don't enter massive longs unless you get above here and retest like 97. You can scalp up to here, in my humble opinion, but I wouldn't be going huge, right? It's too, to me, the probabilities are too indecisive either way. My instincts tell me to chill. I've seen way better opportunity in my lifetime as a trader, so we chill for a second. We wait. We don't have to force anything, and I don't like to trade the day before Fed Day and into Fed Day. It's always been tough, okay? Every single time. So you got to just kind of wait it out and take a break. That's why we traded silver for massive gains. Right? You don't just have to trade Bitcoin. We can trade everything. It doesn't matter. All right? Shout out to BTC hooking us up. Gold Rush Trading Challenge. Trade smart, earn gold. Yes, actual gold. They're not using that as just a funny, saying, oh, it's like gold, baby, gold. No, real gold. You get the $30 million in trading volume. They're sending you 8K in gold, 8 grams of gold, man, right? With $1,200. You get to 500 million, 2,800, 200 million in the big Kahuna. 150 grams of gold, worth $24,000. So if you're a trader that trades a lot of volume and you're looking to get back some returns, sign up to BTCC today, get an extra 15% on your first deposit, reach the goal, and get rewarded up to 24,000 USDT or 150 grams in gold, baby. 3 traders in gold USD volume will get an extra 10% added to their rewards. We calculated 10% on top of the rewards you already earned, right? So you register with my link, deposit the minimum required funds of 500 USD, and you're automatically enrolled. Shout out to everybody out here, and that's with BTCC and CryptoLifer, the oldest exchange since 2014, never had a hacker or an issue. Hope that continues, man. It's awesome, right? Shout out to BTCC, and thank you guys so much for hooking up the community. And I know you guys do a lot for the lifers. We appreciate that. So let's take a look now. Bitcoin on the 1 hour just looks treachery, right? I was looking for this flag as it started to play out earlier today. I feel like it's starting to break the trend. Like, it's outside the trend line. You say, no, it's still hanging on with the wick, but I don't use candle wicks when I make my trend lines. They do that in traditional TradFi. I do not. Yeah. And shout out to the gains this week. The gains have been amazing. Let's kind of just go over how much and what has happened today or in the last few weeks in the trading group, but it's been awesome. Let me see the gains on gains, baby. Why can I never find the gains, man? Where the hell are the gains, Sean? I'm getting old or something, huh? Gains on gains there. It's like, so let's just take a look. I'm going to show you what we've done, right? So I saw silver and they did a stop hunt. I got out, then they did a stop hunt, and I said, that's a great entry right there. I said, I could see that thing mooning to the upside, and that was after they hunted right there. And I put this out to the group, and it did pump to the target at 115. We talked about it over and over again. I love silver. Then if you were with me this weekend, I saw a head and shoulder on the 5-minute time frame. I called this short for Bitcoin. We nailed it. We made gains this weekend. It was amazing. Then I saw that we were forming a bear flag going to continue to the target. That went exactly down. No stop loss got hit. You could have traded those as scalps. You could have stayed in the short, whatever you wanted. Another accurate call there, right? We gave a short for Tau. Tau did dump to the downside there. Dash had a little bit of a move, nothing too crazy. XMR had a massive pump out this flag. We gave you the bull flag. It pumped to the upside beautifully. ACU, I put this out to the trading group right there. That was that entry right there. It went up 237%. Absolutely amazing. And like less than a couple days. I gave you auction. Auction went on a massive tear of 82%. Unbelievable. DRB went up 133% as well. I gave a Bitcoin call that just absolutely ripped to the upside out this flag on 130. It just never, so much. This is just in a month, man. So anyway, in the last couple of weeks. So the gains on gains, join the Discord, go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. I will tell you, this is interesting. You're oversold here on the 1 hour. You're attempting to get a bounce back to the upside. You have a bit of a double bottom forming, right? It's not perfect, but you got some type of double bottom there for Bitcoin. Looks like it could just collapse right back down to the bottom of the pattern, though. You got a head, a shoulder, a head, all right. You got a head and shoulder right there. So I see downside for Bitcoin. It doesn't look amazing. See if I could give you a live trade, but I usually don't live trade the day before Fed Day. When I see price action getting weary, when I see people taking profits too early, you can tell the charts will show you what's happening. All right, and it's sketchy. So I took a L today because things, my trading styles, I see it, I use it, it goes my way. If it doesn't go my way, and then in the first 30, 40 minutes, I can usually tell that price action isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. I've backtested the theories, I've watched it happen. I mean, this looks like a giant double bottom, doesn't it? That says we can buy right now, and there's a 68% chance, blind buy, right? Because you got to trust the TA. You don't trust your emotions. You don't trust your thoughts. They don't make any sense. Your thoughts and emotions don't make sense. They don't help you. They actually destroy your portfolio. I'm not taking the double bottom, even if it rips to the upside. I'm just not doing it today. And if anything, it does look more bearish than bullish. You're touching the 21 on the other side of the 200. That is the model. Look, that's the model right there upside down. It suggests that you're going to dump. And you're going to dump somewhere to 86,000. Let's take a look at Bookmap. Bookmap has liquidity mapped out API key. It's basically telling us where people are on the exchange. It's amazing. And look, this will combine Bookmap data with Binance Futures, Bybit, OKX, and BitGet all together, giving you a really good, solid idea of what's happening. Not just one location, but a conglomerate. And so amalgamated data, right? I mean, that's how it is. So you can see here, there's a lot of liquidity down at $85,000 BTC. I just took the long. Hello, lifers. Hello, Sam. L, Professor. God bless you, man. Thank you for being here. Where are the lifers, man? Where are the lifers, baby? Let's go. Let's go. Hit that like button, please. I show up every single day without a day off for thousands of days. The least we could do is hit that like button, get us pushing, get us moving, and get it going, man. All right? Hit that like, everybody, please. I'll beg you for it, man. I'm out here every single day on my own. I started with nothing. There's no guarantees. I'm going to continue. There's no guarantees. I don't know where I'm going to get paid. I have no idea where my next trade's going to hit. I'm out here every single day with y'all, literally on a whim, man. You never know what could happen. So I'm looking for as much support as I could get every day out here on this channel for my beautiful people of God, man. So hit that like button. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's so important. It helps us move so fast. I really appreciate it. It's more than you would ever know. And I thank you so much, each and every one of you. I don't know what I did. I showed up every single day. I gave massive gains all the time. I did everything I could. This is the 1,900 episode coming on. You know what I mean? Without days off. And of the 960, we only have 360 people that want to hit that like button. I don't understand. I'm confused. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm appreciative of the 365 people that I do have. I'm blessed that at least that many people cared. You know what I mean? But it's just sad, man. You go live every single day for years. You push yourself. You give yourself blood, sweat, and tears. You go through everything. You sacrifice friends, family, time, life. And you're there begging for likes like you never did a thing, man. It's crazy, right? And I just want to teach you guys how hard life is. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. You know what I mean? They want the gains. They want the nods. That's it, right? But let's see if we can get to 86,670. That looks like a bear flag forming for Bitcoin, right? It does. It looks like it's going to dump. Shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. You're touching the 21 below the 200 moving average. It doesn't look amazing. In fact, I'm calling the fact that we're likely going to drop down to 86,000. You look at Bookmap, it's suggesting 85,002 is coming, and we're going lower. So be prepared. We could go into a multi-year bear market, or at least a year and a half or a year bear market. It could happen. And there's money to be had no matter what. So you can, you will, you are the best. You could do this. I believe in you, and I know you can. All right? Yeah. So anyway, and just be careful out there, everyone. I love you all. I love each and every one of you. So, okay. That looks like it's going to be a short. Let's get back to the top-down analysis. So shoulder, head, right shoulder. Looks bearish on the 1 hour time frame. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Looks like we may head lower to 86,444. So right now I'm calling some downside here for Bitcoin. Looks like we're about to drop down to at least 86,400 and maybe even further down to 85.8 into 8, right here, 85. The end of the trend. So yeah, right now we got rejected last night by the 30-minute 200 moving average. That was the key for me to just dang. That was when I knew things just weren't going well, and I did point it out to the group, but I was thinking we would bounce and get above it later on. Didn't happen. So that's how the 200 works. You can use it on multiple time frames. It appears, and it does what it's supposed to do. Like we're supposed to get rejected by it, we do. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to get the move, bang. So unreal, right? So you can kind of see how this is starting to move, and then you want to see this. The only saving grace is, could the 1 hour put in a tweezer top? You know, and see, that's why there's so indecision. People are taking profits so fast, and there's too many people speculating on what the Fed rate's going to be. You know, we know that the Fed rate is going to not going to change. Why? Because we know Jerome Powell's pretty pissed that he's getting investigated. He's not happy, right? And he's definitely bipartisan. He says he's partisan, but he's not. He's definitely leans towards the Democratic Party. It's 100%. You can see it. It's impossible to hide at this point. Everyone has kind of a push or pull one way or the other. You know, I try to remain as neutral as I can because I don't trust truly don't trust any politician. I trust God and put my faith in that. But he's definitely a lefty, and he definitely is pissed at Trump. They're not friends. They're not happy. He would never cut the rate for Trump no matter what, even if it was supposed to, even if the math was right. You know he wouldn't do it. So he's not true to the game 100%. And you could call me whatever. This is my opinion and this is how I feel. But he's not true to the game. You know what I mean? So, exactly. Germany wants their silver and gold back. That's funny. They're never going to get it. So, that ain't happening. So, anyway, they're not going to cut the rates tomorrow. And it's already kind of factored in, though. To me, it's a nothing burger. Like, we all know they're not going to cut the rates tomorrow. And we've known that for a long time now. So, I don't think it's going to do much when they don't cut the rates. Actually, I think he's going to say what he has, but we're going to have someone else coming out. Right? And we're going to have someone coming. I love when people say Trump hired him and all that stuff. It's like, it doesn't matter, man. People change. People can be undercover brothers, man. Say they're going to do something and do something one way. People can also get swayed. I also think when you're that powerful, you never know, man. You can get a letter and someone could just say, hey, this is the color of your wife's car. That's all they got to do, right? If I got a letter one day, your wife drives a gray Honda and with nothing else, just a letter, I'd be like, oh my God, who is that? Subtly just leaving. I bet it happens all the time. And so you never know. Someone may want to be one way, but they're not now because, and again, you never know. But I'm just saying, what you think in your mind happens can happen. If you think it's possible, it is possible. Keep hitting that like button, everyone. You're getting us to 1,000 people on the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that after the debacle yesterday. You know what I mean? We'll be here every single day, 10 o'clock with the 10-minute countdown at 10:10. No, 99% of the time, that's what's going to be happening. So Tuesday, we have the jobs job opening that just came in, and it was good. I mean, there's so many more jobs opening up, right? It's way more than forecast. That's bullish. But it also says, hey, if the jobs are doing so well, then why do we have to cut the rates? You know what I mean? It's like you almost want unemployment to be going up. You want the jobs to be less, so they have to create more liquidity so people can borrow more money to hire more people. But so it's like this backwards race of ideas because you kind of, it's bullish for the market, kind of bearish for the idea of what we're looking for. Factory orders, negative 3.1%. Wow, factory orders month over month are down though. Interesting, which means you should get a rate. That's kind of contradictory. Job openings are up, factory orders are down. People aren't spending as much, but people are getting ready to create. You never know. It could be something like that. The producers are producing. The buyers aren't buying just yet. Is there a good chance they try a CBDC under Trump? No. I don't think his constituents really went against and said, hey, if you do that, that's not what we voted for. So I firmly agree no. But you never know. Really trying to bounce this puppy back to the upside. They're giving mixed signals every 5 seconds. Is a double bottom, though, that could play out to the upside. That is a double bottom now. That's a double. That's a W. You can see it clearly. Suggest you could get along there, stop below that wick, and it could take you to the upside. The volatility today is just pretty sketchy already. And I just trade the model. Maybe the 1 minute is attempted to get back above the 200 moving average. It is. If the 1 minute gets above the 200, look, and that's a beautiful double bottom playing out right there. Same time we could get rejected by the 200. It's sketchy. Trust me, when I tell you it's sketchy, it means it is. Some days we wake up, I say there's a trade, we hit it, we go. Right? Some days I say, I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on. Right? Good morning, my friend. Hope all is going great, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. People are puppets. Never think any of the. I feel there's a good chance they try CBDC at a job. The mains. No. I mean, I will tell you, it is kind of scary. You got Oracle, you got Larry Ellison, right? You got Peter Thiel, and it looks like they're ushering the new digital age of control, right? Let's be honest. And they are in the back door there in the White House, and that's why, I mean, I never trust any situation, man. I'm not full blown anybody. I'm not full blown. You know what I mean? I'm always looking for the truth, always attempting to find out what's happening behind the scenes and making decisions as I go, as more is revealed. Someone said lemon water. Every single day we do the lemon water. And lemon water will revive you. But today I put a little bit of lime in there. I am living on the edge. I'm living on the edge. Shout out to all my beautiful people here. Thank you so much for hitting that like. You got us to the 1,000 where we should be. And the show does not start at 10:50. You're missing a lot when you get here at 10:50. You got to start showing up at 10:10. I don't know what got these people thinking 10:10 was cool. Someone's either streaming when they shouldn't be, on top of me, inside my community, or doing something silly. If you're doing that, don't do that. All right? I'm helping you more than you are. So remember that. Yeah. So falling wedge back to the upside. Doing more for you than you could do for yourself. Yeah. You know who you is. So see this 200 moving average, you get above that too. That would be a cool move. And then the 21, and that would be a nice long. That would take some time, 13 hours. So, you know what I mean? Like, higher probabilities could come. I don't have to force it right now. So we saw this beautiful ascending triangle. We lost the sauce. Still kind of has some cup and handle vibes, though. Isn't that interesting? Still has some cup and handle vibes that could blast us to the upside. So I can see it either way. It's a little strange. ETH ripping up 0.5%. You guys are funny, man. I just finished my salty lemon water. That's so smart. I didn't put salt in today, man. I'm like upset. I'm not upset, but I love that salt, man. I do got to end the stream today at 11:50. 11:50, not 10:50, 11:50, but don't worry about that. That's no big deal. Also, I want to bring you in on something right now. So I just wanted to show you something cool that I've been doing. All right. I like to work with automated systems. I like bots. They're fun. So check this out. This is something I got to show you that's going to blow your mind. Check this out. All right. Now, check this out. This is something I really want to show you. This is the Pionex bots. These bots are absolutely amazing, and they run very, very well. And what I want to show you, if we hit detail here, you can see how these bots are running. Here's a Tesla bot that's been running for 60 days. It's up $160, 16%. You can also extrapolate the grid profit. Like, you could take that profit right now if you wanted to. On $1,000, it's made $240. And, I'm not trying to say this is going to change your life overnight, but it could become a source of income over time that just continues to develop. So you set these bots up, you set up a grid, you let them run. Like this one, it made 25 trades in the last 24 hours, 399 rounds already. It's a PaxG Gold bot. You put in 1,100, you make 200, you can take out 57 in grid profits right now. Here's another one, a SUI futures bot. Put in 1,000, made 364, and that's pretty dang good if you think about it. And it's made 60 rounds in 24 hours, 8,267 trades. You would never be able to do that many trades in 66 days. A BNB bot up another 23%, and it's got grid profits of 135. You could take that. A Sol one that's up $71 on 1,000, but there's grid profits right there of $230 that you could take out too as well. So here's another $1,000 in grid profits that can be extrapolated, or you can hit the more button. We can compound these back into the trade to make the trade stronger. This one's doing great. It's an Ethereum bot. I like bots on bigger assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. And then when the market gets frothy, I like to make other bots too. We make these bots. We create them. Their ability, you can copy them. You can find out more in the trading group, where we have links to copy bots and links to how to create all this stuff on Pionex, so you can find out more. This is amazing. I want you to understand this can just kind of run on its own. And it's a great way to make money in the bear or the bull market. These bots run no matter what. And you do have to reset them. There's times when I change the parameters and the grids, but we teach you guys that in the trading group if you want to know more. So hit the link to Pionex, find out more, and jump on in today. And you wouldn't believe what can happen here with these trading bots. Oh. I'm back. So that's just good. You know what I mean? I just wanted to kind of show you how those bots worked and how everything kind of goes together there. And I think it's really nice. It's an amazing thing. Cool. Awesome. But yeah, I really like that. It's really awesome. And it works really, really well. And it's nothing I do is a get rich quick scheme. Nothing is get tons of money overnight. Everything is a slow grind that you set up over time, little by little. I made my channel little by little. This is how we do everything here on the show. Everything is little by little, step by step. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Nothing big was created overnight. No one made billions overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing big was created overnight. So if you want to make say you want a couple mil, fine. That might just, whatever. But if you really want real wealth, generational wealth, you want to make a few $1 billion, change the world, you think you're going to do that overnight? No. That's going to take years of consistent movement, years of investing, years of ideas and planning. And so I look at my life as a $1 billion, bank vault that you're attending to, and it's going to take time. I don't care what you're doing. Whether it's knowledge, reading books, gaining momentum. It took me years to gain the momentum that I have right now. It took me a long, long time. You see what I'm saying? Like, this stuff isn't given to you. You create momentum, and then you carry that momentum over and over again throughout your life. This is a constant struggle every single day to be a better person than you were the day before. Nobody can do it for you. Belief in God can help. Having faith in something bigger than yourself can really push you to do something bigger than yourself. I mean, there you go. What an amazing thought. I mean, right? I mean, that's a really good way to say. I've never said that to myself before. I've never heard that. But I mean, that's a great way to why God helps you, because he's greater than you. You could be greater than you ever thought. Put your faith in something so special and beautiful, man, and you're on your way. Anyway, you can use Pionex in the U.S. with VPN, no problem, says Zeno. Yep. I would be happy to be able to change my family's life and help my community. You can, you will, you are the best. If you put your mind to it, and every day you said, I'm going to do something to make a change. I'm going to do something to be different. I'm going to push. Guess what's going to happen? You are going to push. You are going to do something. If you have thoughts and you keep repeating them, they will create your mind, your actions. So say it, think it, say it, do it. That's how it is. Think it, say it, do it. If you say you're going to do it, you better do it, though, because if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, that's how you get yourself in turmoil. You won't believe yourself anymore. And when you stop believing yourself, you're going to be in a jam. And a lot of traders don't believe themselves. When they say they're going to long, say they're going to short, they don't believe it. They just put it on, but they're not really in tune with that trade. So look, this looks like a double bottom could play out. Looks like the 15-minute could get back above the 200 moving average. Technically, the trade I put out today is still in the money, right? So that's interesting. You know what I mean? It's still in the money. Let's take a look at what I was talking about earlier. We said put a stop below this wick. So technically, you're still in the trade. So if anyone took my long this morning, you did not get stopped out. I just want to make that really clear. I got myself out, but you don't have to. I was in a little heavier than I should have been. That's why. Last night it was a different trade, and I could have taken profits when I had the chance. Technically, we did wick here. We're technically still on this bottom trend line. And I feel like this is still somewhat of a valid idea. Again, I go back and forth. I don't know what's going to happen, but eventually I settle on something. I don't know how I do it. My subconscious mind eventually just sees something, and I stick to it. And I'm like, that's probably going to be, that looks like, almost has like cup and handle vibes, right? Very oversold in the stochastics RSI. And again, had I just went through the chop, I would have been fine. I just couldn't handle it today, I guess. Wasn't into it. I didn't want to sit there and watch it. Actually, you know what? I'm just smart. I cover my losses so they don't get bad. It would have been a $3,000-$4,000 loss. I didn't want to see that. So I made sure it didn't happen. Bitcoin breaking out of the 200 MA on the 15-minute. Yeah. Thank you. I was all confused. Ooh-wee. Thank you. Yeah. I got out because you said to protect the capital. Dang. That's on you, though. You can't do what I do. Yeah. I wouldn't do what I do. You don't know how much I'm in. Like, you can't do what someone else does. You can look at my strategies. You can watch me, but you can't blame me. You know what I mean? I could be in a trade, huge, and then my wife could be like, oh my God, our daughter's sick. You got to bring us to the hospital right now. And I could be like, man, I can't really manage this trade. And I could get out. And that means you get out now? Your life isn't mine. We're not the same. You can't, don't copy trade someone verbatim, man. You see what I mean? And then blame me if it didn't work, because it's nothing I can do. Like, all I can do is show you what I'm doing every day. And hey, sometimes I do jump out. Like, sometimes I make a mistake. I'm a human being. I wish I wasn't. I wish I was an AI computer that never made a mistake. That's just not real. That's not going to happen. So you do have to cut me some slack and say he's a person. He does the best he can every single day. And sometimes he's wrong. Sometimes he makes a foolish move. Sometimes he's not perfect. I'm okay with that. That's vulnerability. Most people would never live stream vulnerable like that because they don't want to feel the pain when everyone else points it out. That makes you stronger. That builds character. That's when people begin to love you, right? You know, I still got a feeling of longing. It still tells me that there could be a long here. Back to 89.9. Let me just take a look. I know there's heavy volatility, though, and it's the day before Fed Day. Pretty sketchy. My showmanship sometimes may make me jump in, too. Hey, man, you're here for the education, not to copy someone else's work. 100%. Thank you. Yeah, you just don't know exactly what's happening with me. Right? Someone could say, hey, we got to come and do electrical work. We're going to shut your power off. You're going to have access to your trading for a while. I'm like, damn, I'm just going to close this trade. Then you close it, but like, dang, you know, I could long this right now and then get completely stopped out, and it's going to be, everyone will blame me. It's my fault, right? You know, so I do see this oversold. I do like the trade. Let's take a look. Doesn't make sense, though. What am I at? 89.9. Stop loss is at 87.393. About to say, I was like, dang. So there's like 400, and we chip away. We could go, I'm going to take the trade there live, all right? So I am going to take the trade live now. And it is what it is. I wish they, this partial, I'm going to ask them why it says partial up there. I haven't had a chance to really get into it. I just wanted to make just should give me my take profit. Like, I don't want partial. I don't know what that means. I could ask them, but so I deleted it and I put the whole thing. I don't want a partial. I want to sell my whole position, right? So look, I'm in a cup and handle right now. I'm basically trading my old style right now, right? It's a cup and handle. They bounced it. They closed the tweezer bottom of the 1 hour time frame. I like to get in with the stop loss below the wicks. I've done it many times, but they maybe stop me out again. We'll see. All right. And and again, we'll head up to, we got to cross this 15-minute 200 moving average, and we're above it now, but we were above it once, twice. We lost it 2 times in a row now. Let's see if the third time's a charm. Okay. I'm up $12. Let's see what happens here. Unrealized. Yeah, I'm just almost got my fees back there. So let's see what happens on the trade. So I am in a live trade. You can't say I didn't give you one or didn't make one. And I know so many times I hit, so people want to see it. It's like if I was a juggler, really good at juggling, but some days I didn't want to juggle. Everyone's like, you got to juggle first, Sammy. You got to juggle. But, it's like, sometimes you just, you don't have it. You can set multiple take profits and stop losses with partial. Yeah, 100%. I like that. Yep. If we could hit 92K, I'll be a happy trader. That would be amazing, right? We do have the CME gap up there. That would be an amazing move. $4,000, man? Of course. Anyway. Let's take a look at the news for the day and kind of break it down what's happening. It's the news. Today, we bring you the news. And here we go. Back to the news, all right? Here we go. Remember the old news segment? We used to do some fun out here. But Citria launches mainnet, introduces CTUSD stablecoin. Citria's mainnet launch includes the introduction of a CTUS stablecoin, aims to build a native Bitcoin financial market. Leverage ZK EVM for enhanced transaction processing. What is Citria? It's developed by Chainway Labs and supported by Founders Fund and Galaxy. Launched its mainnet introducing CT, and it's going to be technology for the Bitcoin Layer 2. I love my Bitcoin, and I like Layer 2 on Bitcoin. A Bitcoin Layer 2 by Chainway has initiated the mainnet launch and introduced CTUSD. It's pretty interesting. So you got a CT stablecoin on the Bitcoin layer. And that's kind of where the future is headed when it comes to Bitcoin. Tether officially announces the highly anticipated new altcoin product has been launched. This is a milestone. Tether, the issue of USDT, the world's largest stablecoin, has made a new announcement. According to the announcement, Tether has launched USAT, a US-made federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin. Tether, the large company in the asset sector, today announced its official launch of USAT, a federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin developed specifically to operate within the new federal stablecoin framework created under the U.S. Genius Act. USAT was issued by Anchorage Digital Bank, which is America's first federally regulated stablecoin issuer out of Alaska. According to the announcement, USAT is now available to U.S. users seeking a dollar-backed token designed to operate within the U.S. federal regime. Makes you wonder if USDT is going to be cut out. And if you're on the USDT side, how you're going to be able to get into USAT. It's almost like, are they going to cut off the USDT people? USD is designed to operate within the new federal framework of the Genius Act, and the announcement states that the regulated exchanges and banking partners in the U.S. are lining up to support access to USAT within the American financial system. Issued by Anchorage Digital Bank and Cantor Fitzgerald, its reserve custodian will be traded on Bybit, Kraken, and MoonPay. Interesting. Huh. So maybe you could go to one of those exchanges, sell the Tether for USAT? I'm just interested, man. It's Bitcoin moving. We're up on the trade, $115. I'm up 11%. No one makes 10% more than me. No, but let's see what happens. We're starting to get the bounce on the tweezer bottom of the falling wedge. It was sketchy. I don't even know how I made the call. Who knows if I'm going to even win here? I'm putting myself on a limb. 666, it was just there at $60, right? Isn't that funny? Anyway, but that's kind of big news. I think you need to understand that. Tether's moving, it's like, well, don't they have USDT? What's going on? How come they need USAT? And you're interesting, right? With the launch of it, we envision a digital dollar designed to meet federally regulated expectations. Our focus is on stability, transparency, and responsible governance, ensuring the United States continues its leadership in dollar innovation. Okay? It broke through the 15-minute 200 moving average. Yeah, and that's the key. Let's look at that. See? This is why I'm on the 15-minute here when you get back. But we did it twice, so it's, and now we're going to have a resistance right there at 86,268. Can we get the bounce, right? So I never needed to get out of my trade. I could have stayed in. I never got stopped out. I'd be back to kind of where I was before. So, hey, it is what it is. I was a little, you know what? The market didn't look good for the amount that I was in. I didn't see good market structure. So I made, I'll make it back right now. So I'm not stressed. I have faith that I can get it done, right? Appreciate my guy. If you got a sec, peek at Banker. AI-based projects seem to be a play. I have seen some movement in a bunch of different coins, and I've been putting out altcoins for a lot of people. Big pump for Bitcoin. Nice move there. 88,350. The markets are moving. 88,400 is short squeeze on the table here for BTC. And if you were going extra harder than me, you're up big. I mean, I'm up 239 in literally under 5 minutes. If you're making 250 in 5 minutes, you're doing pretty good. There's people that go to work to make 350. I used to go to work all day to make $350 a day. I can't believe I'm watching the money I used to make in a day, and I make it in minutes. It's just fascinating to me how I got into trading and changed my life. You can too. I'm trading here live on Weeks. Hit the links in the pinned comment if you want to trade live on Weeks. Check it out, okay? Hit the pinned comment on Weeks. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Sam, get people on the show. You're at the top. Help a brother. I've reached out. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. He's disappeared off the face of the internet. Yeah, I have a few people I'll contact. I find out, but I don't know what's happening. Many times I reached out towards the beginning, and it's like, and at the end, he said I was the only person he truly trusted. I don't know if you ever watched any of his posts. It was, it was crazy, man. But well, anyway, God bless people, man. BDXNY, please, some confirmation on what I saw. My mom said, if you have nothing nice to say, and I have only great things to say, but my mom always told me, like, you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Like, don't talk bad about, only talk good about people you love. If you don't like someone, just don't mention them. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying, I love BitBoy. He was so good to me, man. He did nothing but good things for me. I never had any issues with him at all. He did nothing but good things for me. He was always in my corner. I know I don't agree with his behavior and actions and everything that happened there, and not at all. At all. I actually denounced that behavior. You better be faithful to your wife. You better be good to your kids. You better show up every single day. It's so important. Shout out to Shez Mukta with the $50 super chat. Bless you, brother. That's so nice of you to do. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Shout out to the 1,064 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So there's a live trade right now. Up 22%. Let's see if we can continue this rally here further to the upside. And it is almost like a double bottom too. You see that? Like you got a double bottom vibe. Let me show you what I'm seeing. See, not perfect, but you double bottom there. You had some structure and a bounce off 87,559. Still, the volatility is horrible. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up getting stopped out for 274 on this one, but you never know. Hey, no pain, no gain, no chance, no dance. I just made that up, but it makes sense. Late to the stream, what did I miss? Everything. Yeah, we were talking about you the whole time, actually. We mentioned you like 50 times, and then you weren't here, so we were like, man, that guy doesn't even care about us. It's like, where was Betty Goat? No, seriously, you're fine. Thank you for jumping on in. God bless you, bro. See, you can use someone was sarcastic to me in the group today. You can't read sarcasm through a text message, right? So you can't be sarcastic on a text. You really need to have tone, and someone has to listen to your voice. So just be careful how you speak to people when you're texting, because you could offend someone just by thinking you're funny, but you're not, because no one can hear your tone. But if they were next to you, they probably laugh with you the whole time. You know what I mean? You just got to understand where you are in context to text and talk, because they're not the same. Even though people think they are, they're just not. It is what it is, right? That's a lesson in life. Shout out on X. Follow me on X.com. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shout out to J Chains there. A little picture of my man. And yeah, you could just follow along, see what I'm doing, talk. Like, this is a big news. You know, whether you like James O'Keefe or not, I'm not into that. But I'm into speculation. And, you know, he posted the penguin walking away. And you know what that is, right? Penguin was that coin that started to do some damage. So, again, let's take a look. I had two coins that I was willing to take a shot on. Ghost was at 6 million market cap. It's at 9.8. Seen to break out, come back, retesting the top of the trend line. That could be a beautiful bounce right there. If Bitcoin gets the bounce, this could get the bounce as well. And then I believe that James O'Keefe post really helped Penguin in some way. I did see it, though, when it was at about $100 million market cap. Now it's bouncing off the 618 golden pocket, which I've seen many times as a real big move. So I have to be honest, that's kind of bull flagging, you know. Yeah, it's a bit of like a bull flag in some way, like that, and it's breaking out. And I know it's a meme, I know it's high risk, and it's like, but right now there's nothing else with this many people tweeting about it right now. Like, yeah, James O'Keefe tweet, and it's the Penguin. He walks out by himself. I can show you the tweet, and you got to be able to connect the dots here. I mean, this guy's huge, right? He's got 3.4 million followers, and then he tweets the Penguin, right? Last night, walking out by himself. I mean, you know he knows about the meme, right? You know he's playing games with that meme coin. Bitcoin ripping. We just got a massive move to the upside. Shout out to everyone that jumped on in with me and did not get short squeezed. Wow, they set it up nice. And there's a nice pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Makes me want to move my stop loss to break Evanzo's. And there's the pump we were looking for, 87.88. Sammy does it again, baby. Sammy does it again. If you missed the stream, I'm so sorry. We usually have 1,400 people here. Where are the 300 people that think it's not good to get the best TA in the game? Like, come on now. Come on now. And honestly, today's so sketchy, I'd like to just take my profits pretty quick. Let's take a look at what's happening with the 5-minute time frame. Should cut my losses in half for the day. We'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm going to take my profits right now because we're too far away from the 21 and the 5. Even if we continue to pump, so be it. Who cares? Looks like I can get back into the trade maybe later on. Just too far from the 21 right now. You see? You do this 10 times a day, you're going to make $2,500. It's about scalping in and out, in and out, in and out. So look, we made $250 in 10 minutes. That's how you do it. Nice move to the upside. Nice pump. Who made gains on that move right now? Who was probably way more leverage than me? Probably made thousands of dollars more than me. You guys are crazier than me. I am very low key. I am very low risk. I just want to continue to add. It's weird. It said I had to pay the third, and now they're telling me. Anyway. Shout out to all the beautiful people out here. Thank you so much for being awesome and amazing. We love you and we appreciate you. All right. So here we go. Now, wow, this thing looks like it's going to plow. Now, I sell early. A lot of times I sell. The price actually continues to pump because I like to sell in security, right? If you're selling into a pump, you're selling into security. You're going to wait for it to dump on you and try to get out at the last minute. Right? And honestly, we're just a little too far for the 21-day moving average there on the 15-minute. That's extended. That's a short squeeze. That actually, a lot of times that's the top of the day and we start to dump. Actually, I just got deja vu where like I sell the top and that's almost the top of the day. We also have a lot of liquidity down at 85,000. What if we dump down to 8? You know what I mean? Anything could happen. Global turmoil brought to you by, right? Yeah. So let's take a look here. Everything has to go and do its thing over time, right? Top gold holders double down on top gold holder doubles down on precious metal. Tether increases its gold holdings during the last quarter. Like most families, my family has also considered gold as an ever dependable asset that can be relied upon during times of financial distress. It's funny, but no one actually uses it. It's a mental, right? Funny. Andrew Tate gets hyper liquidated. That's got to be an old article, right? From like back in the day. I just got to see when that was written. Yeah, November 19th. It's so funny. But yeah, Tether buys more gold, man, and was stacking more gold. Pretty interesting. We'll take a look at the price of gold for you, but we just sniped the top of that candle because you're too far for the 21. You're going to come down. Now you watch the 5. The 5 now is creating the model, which is great. Now, if we're bullish, I'll get back in the trade. So look, this is what happens now. We delete this. This is the life of a trader, okay? And you're like, Sam, you only made 250. You're a nobody. That's fine. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I could do that 10 times a day. I could do it 4 times a, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's funny because people will say that, but they don't want to see my Bitcoin holdings that I bought below $1,000, right? It's like, which I shouldn't even mention. I shouldn't floss on anybody. But I got nothing to prove and nothing, you know. I just want to teach people how to trade. Like, that's what I'm here for. My goal is to teach you how to trade, not to teach you how to watch me make money. You know what I mean? It's cool if you see me make some money. It happens. We made a lot of money this week, man. You know? Dang, they're close to 20K. Things have been going well the last few weeks. But because I'm open-minded, I try new things. I got into Polymarket. I turned 1,000 into 555 bucks. Gave someone 500 bucks. I think it was last night or the night before. I gave 500 bucks into the trading group. I said, who has a USDC Polygon address? First one gets $500. I gave 500 bucks. It cost $679 on the Black Friday sale to be in there for a year. I basically gave the year away right there to someone. They got 5 months paid for free. And they said, thank you so much, and showed me the confirmation. So join the trading group. You just might get 500 beaneries. You never know, but I'm helping out. If you are nice to me and good to me, my mom was nice and good to me. And so if you're nice and good to me, I'm going to be nice and good to you because my mom and dad were nice and good to me. I'm a good guy. I like to help others. I like to do good things. Whenever I do more good, it helps my life in a substantial way. It's almost selfish to do good things for others because it makes you feel amazing. You know what I mean? It's unselfish when you do bad things for others because it hurts your chi. It pulls you down. It's not what you need. So let's take a look here. Now, we could get to 89.7. And who would have known? I didn't know we were going to pop like that, but I had the guts to get in. I would be up huge if I just stayed in the trade from last night. And if you took my call today, you're still up. So I get it. I should just see that. And that's why I struggle with telling people exactly what I'm doing or just leaving the trade. Like I could have just left the trade alone, not told anyone I got out. But then aren't I dishonest? See, it's really hard to run a Discord because you're like, I don't know what's going to happen and I make mistakes. So like here was the trade that I gave everybody. Stop below 87.2. Like that stop never got hit. Okay, and 88,000 was like the target. So now we're only up a little bit. It's not like we're up huge. You see what I mean? But we didn't get stopped out. And then I jumped down, and so you might have jumped out. And it's like, I get it. But if I don't tell you I jump out, and then the trade goes, and then alive, I'm not in the trade anymore, and I can't show the trade, then I feel like a liar, man. So, like, I got to tell people what I'm doing. And that's very stressful because some days I know what I'm doing may not be correct. I got to put faith that my probabilities will make me look good, and they've done for years, so I just got to keep saying that the probabilities will pay off over time. So look what I do. I set up the trade way before the trade happens. I want to go to 89,713, and I want to put a stop loss there at 88,104, okay? That's going to produce this type of, there you go, okay? And I want to see this get tight, too, in the zone. I want to see the 21 come into price action above the 200 moving average. I'm setting the trap right now for the perfect trade. I backtested the perfect trade. We don't always get the perfect trade, but I'll take it if I do get it. So what I do is I set the parameters for the perfect trade and I wait. And if I get the perfect trade, so be it. If I don't, oh well. The Moon Boys want to pump, but the market has other plans. Proper manipulation, see ETH and Bitcoin. Yeah. Hey, Sammy, your model is flashing on the 1 hour for gold. Thank you. And we could trade gold on BTCC. We could trade gold all over the place. Let's see here. I'll assign it to my, let's see here. Futures. Let's take a look-ski. And invite friends, run up to 10,060 USDT on BTCC, man. They really like to spread the wealth, man. They really do. So let's take a look here. We're on BTCC. They're giving a great... they're doing a great promotion for the CryptoLifers today, which is really awesome. You got to love that. They're hooking us up. right here, right? The gold trading challenge. So let's see. Let's take a look at gold. There might be some opportunity here. I think gold's a little high. Well, let's take a look. We traded silver very well. I traded gold every single day for years, folks, for a long time. $5,000 an ounce for gold, man. And honestly, I see it going to 57. That's my target, is 57. And you said the 1 hour looks bullish? Yeah, it does look like it's in a bit of a bull flag, doesn't it? Like about to break out, like it's in the model. I see what you're saying. You know, gold did this the other day, and remember, everyone just kind of gave a little sell-off, and now we're here. Yeah, I think it's possible for a gold trade. Now, remember, we made $4,000 trading silver. So I could take some of that to make the trade. I got a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I'm going to set my take profit at 450. I think we're probably going to go to 57, but I'm okay with, riding up. And then 4987 is going to be the stop. We're going to risk $1,000 of what we made. So you go here, 450, boom, and that's going to be 2,500 for 733. Not too bad. I give back $2,000. I already made $2,000. That's going to be 18. Just want to check a really, 1,200 for 366. Let's go there. A little more there. A little more on the call there. So order confirmation, you can see it posts just like Pionex, just like weeks. It shows you can move your stop loss up or down. Shows you what you're going to lose, what you're going to win. It's very direct, very simple, very easy here. And they've been doing the things we asked on BTCC. You want to make sure you can move. Look, you can move your stop loss very quickly. Move your take profit in seconds. It's highly reactive. It's moving well. All right. It's going well. So yeah, I'm long on gold right now for a move here up to about 54.50 and even more. And this could take a few days. All right. This could take, 1 or 2 days to happen. Maybe I'd say no more than 7 and no less than 2, but we'll see. You never know. So gold spiking as there's more unrest in the world, man. And every time Trump opens his mouth, there's issues, right? Look, the second I get in, I'm already down $100. That's how this happens. You can't stress price action at all. You just leave it. I'm either going to lose 16 or make 49. I've already made more than the 16. I'm not going to stress it. Bang. If I lose it, I lose it. If I lose a trade, don't call me a loser. If I win, don't call me a genius. It's just another trade in my data set. It's not that big of a deal. I don't want you to get overwhelmed here, right? I'm here for thousands of days trading, and I'll be here for thousands of days more. It's not that big a deal. It's just a day in the life, right? So that's the other thing. Once you've traded long enough, you realize it's a day in the life. When you only traded a couple years, every single trade feels like it's the one that matters the most. I've traded so long now, I know that not every trade matters the most. It's what happens over time. What I continuously do over time is what matters. It's what adds up to the facts. It's what creates what we're doing here, right? 89,713. Thank you so much for a beautiful live stream. No issues, no hiccups. Knock on wood, may that continue. No idea what happened yesterday, but hey, we're here now doing what we got to do. It is what it is, right? So blessings on blessings to everybody out here. 88,450 on the trade. And again, giving another live trade to the group. Put a 333 if you made gains trading with the lifer. I get to say this all the time. It's awesome. But put a 333 if you made gains trading with the lifer. Okay? How many 333s we're going to see here? It's just another day in the office. Yeah, I'm just as super skeptical of these guys and groups. I've been looking for a long time now, and it all seems, but this guy seems real, or he's really good. Dude, I'm a real person, man. My mother and father died. I kept doing the stream. I don't take days off. You don't have to. This is the thing. Jim Rohn taught me that consistent people are the people you can trust. Someone shows up every single day, without fail, is as transparent as they can be. You're going to be in the... Here's this. You want to learn how to drive a race car? Wouldn't you want to drive the guy who drove more races than everybody else? I've live streamed more than everybody else in the entire space. I've taken more live trades than probably anyone else in the entire space because I've live streamed live trading more than them. And I'm not trying to, this isn't a competition. I'm just stating facts. I get to hold this because no one else went as hard as me for as long as I did. So I get to hold it. People get jealous. Why is he knocking on me? He want to, because I get to, Cal Ripken got to tell every baseball player, I never took a day off. You did. He got to hold that. He wasn't pissing anybody off. He wasn't trying to put anybody down. He was just stating, hey, man, I did something you never did. I went, Cal Ripken, you know how many days he played in baseball? Some people probably don't know what I'm saying. I love this tweet here. Look, he's probably thinking about other women, thinking about buying more Bitcoin, Michael Sale. I love that. You got to love that. Shout out to you. I'm teaching class too the last Saturday of this month. It will be the last time class is offered at this beautiful price point of $150. Hit the QR code, hit the links below to find out more about class. Okay? And let's keep it going. You probably should get more in case it catches on. I know. Michael Saylor, thinking about buying more Bitcoin, he says. It's so funny. Me too. You know what I mean? I always tweet that. I'm like, what's my tweet? Thinking about buying Bitcoin? Just thinking about it again. You know, we could stay above the 200. There's a chance this plays out. Let's take a look at what's happening here. And again, I'm trading on Weeks, trading on BTC. We're all over the board here. Okay. Oof. The gold trade already kind of pummeling me. I didn't look at the smaller time frames. I'm just going to trade the 1 hour. And you know what it is? It is at the top of the channel. It does suggest it may come back down and I'll be underwater. Maybe I'll double down. Like it comes down here, goes up, and then it breaks out. So it does look like we're going to come and test the bottom of the channel one more time. Probably get an entry at 5,075, maybe 5,070. All right, I'm not stressing it. Do not stress 141 bucks when you're in a bigger trade going to make $3 grand. You just got to let it go. And if I lose this trade, you will know. I'll show my group. I'll show you on the live. I will not hide my losses. You will see my losses. Okay? I love God. God told me to be truthful. I'm going to be truthful with God, man. God, because I want to look good in God's eyes, man. I want him to love me. I want him to respect me. I want him to honor me. I want to show God that I respect everything he's done for me and how he saved us. So, yeah, I just, I'm so grateful for this world and everything in it. I'm so grateful to breathe every morning. First thing I get up in the morning, I say, dear Lord, thank you for my legs. I may walk to the bathroom. There's people that can't walk to the bathroom in the morning, man. Right off the bat, they have to, a guy got in a car accident, he's been in Iraq. I know a bunch of guys, man, they have to shift over. I've seen stories, documentaries. I wake up in the morning, I get to walk right to the bathroom, man. My first day starts amazing. You could have millions of dollars and things can happen. So you just got to cherish. Every night I go to sleep, you know what I say? Thank you for my 3 girls, that they all had a healthy day, man. If you gave me 50 grand this morning and said, Sam, man, you earned it. You know, this is a sweepstake you entered years ago. We want you to get paid. And then my kids were sick and something was wrong. How the 50K wouldn't do much for me, would it? No. So I just want to point out that money is a lot of, money gives you freedom. Money gives you security. Hey, say you're nervous, you can hire a security guard to sit outside your home with you know what I mean? And he can pack heat all night from 12 to 8 in the morning. Without money, you can't do that, right? So money does produce things. You know, you can be creative with it. Your mind thinks of all certain things, and when you can buy whatever your mind thinks or put money into things you think about, that's fun. You know, so having money is fun, especially if you're a very creative person, because you can go anywhere. Say you want to make something. You can buy all the resources for it and get it done. I'm going to take a shot of ginger here, folks. I like ginger. It really helps out, kills parasites, cleans out the body. I take shots of ginger regularly. What movie is this? What movie? What movie is that? What movie am I doing right there? Only the OGs know. A bunch of people are going to know that if you're from my generation. If you're not, you have no idea what I just did. But watch, someone's going to write it here. Someone's going to write it in here. And I will get to the super chats. Dumb and Dumber, my man nailed it, yo. You're suck. I love y'all, man. You guys are on point. Everybody makes it happen, man. Get out of here, you pumpkin pie here, freak. Oh. Sir, I wouldn't sir, that sipping back on Grandpa's old cough medicine, huh? Give me a swig of that. He's like, sir, I just. Oh my God, that's so funny. It's a cardigan. Pull over. Pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking. Oh, that's the best, man. Imagine you said it to a cop. Pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking. What if he saw the movie and he just laughed and he let you go? You know, it's like, oh man, I wouldn't try it. Cops in Boston were gung-ho. They beat me when I was a kid. They beat me hard, bro. I'm a white kid and I ran from the cops and they beat the man. And they told me they would have shot me, man. They said, why did you run from us? You almost died, they said. I know not to mess with armed people, man. They beat the heck out of me. They pistol whipped my neck. Then I had my shoulder, my collarbone was very swollen and in a lot of pain. And I'm in the back of the cop car and I'm like, and he's like, and I'm hurt. And I'm like, sir, I'm hurting really bad. I think I need to go to the hospital. And he turns around and he pulls the car over really sharply. And he turns over. It's a true story. A true story, man. State trooper, he looks at me, Massachusetts state trooper, and he goes, so I'm in the back of the car, so he's driving. He turns back, he goes, I was there. No one laid a finger on you. You still want to go to the hospital? And I go, no, sir. No, sir. I should have said yes, but I was afraid he was going to take me out and beat me again, dude. I really was. I was like, dude, maybe I shouldn't say this right now because maybe he's going to. So, I mean, I don't mess with people that are gung-ho and ready to go, man. They've already showed me what they're going to do to me. They whoop my butt, man. So, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Might have a huge dump again to 86,000. You might. You just might, yeah. If we lose the 200 moving average here on the 15-minute, we're not going to be in a long. I'm waiting to see if we can flag out. If we flag out, we get into the long. If we pull the 21 into price action, that could be the entry right there. That could be the entry right there as that candle starts to bounce back to the upside. Then it pulls the 21 in somewhere around here, and then we get the pump. So the stop loss is what, at 80? The stop loss is at... You really kind of want to be here if you can, but it's a little deep. See, that's the thing, too. How much do you want to lose? How deep do you want to be? That's why people don't know how to trade. They just don't. They don't think of... I know all these little intricacy things that they don't think about. Like, they think something will work, but I'm like, that won't work once you start using more money, man. You're going to be stuck in a, try. Like, I've done it. Like, you're going to leverage will be too high. You're going to be stuck in a spot, and it's just not going to be a good look. So I'll risk, like, a little of what I just made there, 287 for 790, and I'm going to get back in. See if you can clear 1,000 here. And so I like this trade. I like that we're bouncing off the 200. I like that the 21's curving. I should wait for the 21 to touch. I'm being a little preemptive here. My strategy does, a lot of times I do lose if I don't wait for the 21 to touch, so I'm being a little pushy. And there's a chance I do lose it, and I break even again. You don't know. I don't know. Only time will tell. But all we can do is put our best foot forward every day and go from there. All right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being amazing and awesome. We appreciate you. Yeah. Sir, catch up. You're behind. Feel safe. Yeah. Refresh if your sound is off. Yeah, that's just, come on, man. Black Sheep, yeah. Let's look at Banker and BDXN and Flare. We got 3 super chats coming in strong. Wow, the second I got into that trade, Bitcoin just ripped. I just made $140 in literally half a second, in 10 seconds. I just made $140 in 10 seconds. Like, this is crazy, man. Like, who makes $140 in 10 seconds? Like, that's insane. That was nuts what just happened. Like, I just turned away and I was in the money. Like, that's just, like, never happens. That's crazy, man. I want to kind of move my stop off a little bit there. And I love this. I love that Weeks implemented these drag and drops. I said, everyone's got to have drag and drop like Pionex. I said, it's awesome. Implement it. BTC did it. Weeks did it. Everyone did it for me, man. And maybe they were going to do it anyway, but I did have meetings and I said, we got to have these things, and they did it. So whether I was help them implement, either I helped the implementation or I just encouraged it. But either way, man, let's go. Let's go. So now you see more wins of the channel. That's 11%. No one makes 3% more than me. Still a little sketchy how we're doing, but that's a nice move above the 200 moving average. 88,600 for Bitcoin. Lurking had to pop in and say the 99 is worth $99 a month just for the positivity and the life advice. He says, and camaraderie. Then add the crypto stuff. No brainer. Try it. Shout out to Plague Dogs. I love you, man. It's super nice. Teddy Bear Lifer, thank God that you own our and there are many ways to honor. That's good that you honor our God, and there are many ways to honor our God. One of these ways is to learn the scripture and read the Bible every day and meditate. That's a way to create a close connection. See, they talk about religion or a relationship. You can choose religion or you can choose a relationship. God wants you to choose a relationship with him. He's looking to speak to you. He's waiting to talk to you every day. He wants to tell you that he loves you. He wants to tell you that you're awesome. And he wants you to have a wonderful life. He has so many great plans for you, but he gave you free will because he can't force. If he took your free will away, then he'd be a dictator that made you do stuff. He can't do that either because he loves you. It's sad because we can get tempted by the devil because we have free will. God, why can't God just remove the devil and make everyone great? Because that wouldn't be too fun, right? His creations would just do what he said to them, and they wouldn't be able to be free. He created us to multiply on this earth. Can't you see how they're depopulating us? Someone is depopulating us. It's a fact. Anyway, I'll get away from it, but you can see it's a fact. So let's see this. The 21-day moving average crosses the 200. We get the move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Only time will tell. 88,500 for BTC. And that trade was up huge and now coming back down a little bit too. It was a pretty sketchy move out of nowhere. I've never seen that happen. All right. I can't see my screen. Is Bam, I'm talking while you're taking the trade out loud next time. Sorry to be a pain. Yeah, I kind of do what I can, man. But I can't, like, narrate my life, man. Yeah. You don't have a phone, man? You don't have anything? Like, nothing? Someone says 4-hour target, Bitcoin long. Let's take a look at the bigger picture now. So look, the double bottom did play out. Not crazy, like 68% of the time, this is supposed to break to the upside. It's supposed to go the middle to the neckline, and it's supposed to break out. That's exactly what Bitcoin did. Then it made a bit of a flag here, busted out the flag. Now it seems to be flagging again. And I could see that thing break out the flag. So yeah, I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin so far. I mean, and again, remember I came here sketched out. I didn't know exactly what was going to happen. I do love my my Tuesdays. Tuesday's my favorite day to trade. It was before the Fed day, but I feel like everyone knows it's a nothing burger. Like, it doesn't matter. Get rid of Jerome Powell, get the rates cut in March, and we're on our way, man. We just got to get through this next couple months. So look, remember, we looked at this as a possible bounce on the 1-hour time frame. And now it looks like it's going to get busy and continue to go up. So this looks good to me. I mean, that trade I gave today is still in the money. You're in the money now from the entry. The entry was like somewhere there. I could still see this thing doing damage. I could see it going back up to 94,000. Remember, there's 2 CME gaps above us too. Let me show you where they are and break that down for you too as well. We want to keep you guys educated every day about all the different things in the market. All right, we showed you Tether coming out with a new coin. That's got to sketch you out because you're wondering what's going to happen to USDT. Is that their like stepchild that they don't want anyone to have, or just is that like how are they going to implement that? Why, you know what I mean? If they have USDT, why didn't they regulate USDT? Why do they have to launch USAT? It's a federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin. So they sat with all the big boys and said, "What do we got to do to play ball with you? We'll bend. We'll do whatever you want," and they did it, right? Only buy Bitcoin right now, Rios levels at which he might make per. Oh, come on. I buy Bitcoin whenever I can, and I act like I know nothing. I just go harder when it's heavily oversold or when the fear is high, right? That's all. That's the only difference. I'm always buying Bitcoin. I buy more when the fear is heavy. That's the simple way to get rich, man. And you do what you want. Wow, 29 is awesome. I like it. We were getting into the 30s and the 40s. 29 is good. It's actually pretty awesome. So that's cool. All right, we have 37. We have like 23 minutes here left of the stream. I can't believe that. How does the stream go by that fast? I know. I never understand how 2 hours disappears in 5 seconds. It's amazing. Like, I feel like I just started the stream. Unbelievable. So, yeah, wow, what a bounce. And we did bounce off. So the head and shoulder pattern, they got people to short and they ripped them. I was able to see something interesting there. I was able to see something interesting there and get it done, which is pretty awesome. Pretty nice, right? And that could head all the way back up here to 91,350. Again, we get above the 200 moving average. And look, this started when the 15-minute cracked the 200, as one of my awesome subscribers saw. The 5-minute is above the 200. We're looking for this to make a flag now and touch the 21. We really don't even have to stare at it. Just let it do its thing. We're in a live trade right now that we just made for you again, or I made for myself and you, but like education, 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 education. I just stay on point and do the same thing over and over again. People doubt because they doubt themselves. If you doubt yourself, you can't be consistent with a consistent person. Because a consistent person doesn't doubt themselves, and you're not on the same frequency as that person, and it's not going to work. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the energy. You got to be around people that do the same. And that will rub off on you over time. This is the facts of life. All right? Wow. Gold playing games with me. I did buy the top. I just kind of jumped in, but I see the bigger picture. And I've been saying gold's going to $5,700 an ounce for a long time now. I keep putting out that flag, right? ETH 1 hour chart about to duplicate. Do you know who Mike Alfred is? No. They got people to short and liquidate them, and also got the people to long and dump on them. Hey, not if you took my strategies, though. I got myself out for no reason. The trades actually were perfect. So there's a lesson there, too, for me all the time. But, hey, I you know what it was? The position was too big. I should have sold last night. But, hey, I learned every single time trading is a lesson. Here's some turmeric. I also drink turmeric. Let me actually shake it so I get some, like, more. Sometimes it sticks to the bottom there. I want to get it all. But, yeah, I also throw turmeric down a lot. Turmeric and ginger. Turmeric's good for the joints, man. Feels good. Helps with blood flow. Why is it coincidence that the monthly close and the government shutdown is happening at the same time? Book of John is a great place to start because it defines who and what Jesus is. And John has 7 I am statements about Jesus. The name of God from Exodus 3:14. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, you know, Jason Casper came over to my house and he told me I should read the Book of John. And I knew the stories. I went to Catholic school. I went to church every single Sunday from when I was like a year old to when I was like 16 or 17. And, yeah. Will government make a shutdown? Can you look at XRP? I don't really stress about the government shutdown stuff. I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me. I don't get all crazy like everyone else. I don't know. I guess I've been through so many markets and so much stuff. I just keep looking at the charts, man. Whether we get above the 200, it doesn't matter if the government does a shutdown or not. Like, none of that matters. All right? Bitcoin ripping, man. We're back up on this trade. We're showing you how we make gains every single day. Hey, I took a loss this morning. Doesn't mean I win every time, but I'm going to get that loss back. Turmeric is the best for inflammation. Before disease begins, inflammation has to start. I love what he just said. Yeah, if you can stop the inflammation, so sugar creates inflammation, right? All these things that we do aren't good for us, folks. All right, let's take a look at Banker. All right, and I remember Banker, yeah, it's been around a long time. They got it here on Weeks, Banker coin. The Banker coin. So let's take a look here. What's happening to Banker? And Penguin looks interesting. It bounced off the 618 Fibonacci retracement. That's the 618 right there. I've seen many a bounce from there, many a time. But hey, you never know. Again, if I got into Penguin, I probably put what I'll be willing to lose. I haven't gotten in yet, but I'm thinking of taking a nibble, man. It's got a lot of steam. When I see James O'Keefe tweet something, he has nothing to do with crypto. I've never mentioned his name really on my stream because I don't want to get too crazy with the, you know what I mean? I know his name can make people polarize immediately. Either people love him or they hate him. I think freedom of press is important. I think every press we have is good, whether, you know, on either side. You can see a little bit more of what's happening with the press, right? They're going to be on boots on the ground. They're going to show you what's going down. And honestly, America's starting to look kind of strange. It's not the same place I grew up in, I'll tell you that. They've been slowly changing, and they radicalized a lot of people. People that I know that used to just want to go and read books at the library or like ready to go to war. It's just, you know what I mean? I've never seen so many people radicalized in my life. In all different, on both sides. On both sides. I'm not, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not going to go there because I want to teach and help. I see parallel channel running from 86K. Yeah. Let's get back to Banker, though. Wow, Bitcoin with the move. I like it. So, hey, if you took the sauce, the live sauce, you're live in compliance, baby. Banging on them. So here, off the 21 with the pump out the bull flag. I mean, that looks nice. I missed that initial pump, so I wouldn't be chasing it. You know what I like to see here, though, is you could do this. You could swing this trend line up. You can see how you're getting tied, but I feel like that's a breakout already, too, as well. Yeah, Banker looks like it's on some type of tear. Measured Move says it's headed somewhere up to about 0, 0, 0, 0, 40, 0, 0, 4s. Yeah, 0, 0, 4s. Again, that's a really small coin, so you can get rocked if it goes the wrong way. Price action is sketch. I'd be, you know, some people trade this stuff on Levin. Think about it, like it's 0, 0, 0, 4, man. It's 4, you know what I mean? It's a thousandth of a penny. So, Lifers Worldwide Unite, God and Gains. God bless, man. Any hope for Dogecoin? Dogecoin looked interesting to me. I actually put a trade out for it, or a chart out for it yesterday. It was starting to form a descending triangle. Funny, I put it out last night. I said, Dogecoin looks like it's going to break out. And look, they dolphin dipped it and ripped it. And I said, just put an alert. And when I do this, I'm saying if it comes back and so right there, it got back inside the pattern. Technically, that would be the second we got above there and that candle closed, you get in there with a stop below. It would have going to be hard, and they pumped it. But dang, man, I saw Doge pumping. I saw a bunch of coins that looked bullish last night, and I gave them to the trading group. Bitcoin's ripping, everybody. 88,700. Looking like it's going to pull this up a little more. Maybe make the flag somewhere up in here. And now today I did what I normally don't do is I trusted the 200 only. The last few times I didn't. I waited for the 21. I missed a big pump. Remember? I don't know if you remember. So I just wanted to get in when we crossed the 200 moving average. That's my strategy in the 5-minute time frame. I do it day in and day out. All the time. I use one yellow line. I make sure a candle closes above it. I like to wait for the 21 for confirmation and insurance, but if I don't get it, I've even played it before. Higher risk if the 21's not above. I do it anytime. I do it over and over again anyway. I show you guys this all the time, man. I'm giving free. Most people would hide this from you. They would put it into a course, and they would try to sell it to you in some fun way, but like, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, folks, on this earth. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I hope I'm here till I'm 90 years old, and I hope I get to see my kids get married, and I hope I get to see all the grandkids, but there's no guarantees for me. So every day, all you can do is what you can do today, because if you don't know you're going to be here tomorrow, you got to take care of today. So you could be like, I could get it, I could sell it, but you know what I mean? But right now, I can teach. For a fact, I can teach. And to me, that's important. Everything else is whatevs, you know? So like this tells me even like this would be a good time to just take some profits here, add to my trade again, and then when it goes sideways, I can get back in the trade yet again. I mean, that's the safe bet, because if it continues to pump, so be it. But it looks like it may come back down again. And I bet at 150 twice. And this could even right shoulder. You know, you never know. Could shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm open-minded all the time to how price action could go. You just never know. You never know. Okay, let's take a look at the other super chat here. We have Cardano, ADA. All right, and we did hit Doge there a little out of the line, but it's all right, right? Let's take a look at Cardano. Cardano was in a bit of a flag when I looked at it. Just didn't get me going. I didn't really want to post it, but there it is again. I mean, this is the same structure that I just talked about on basically Dogecoin. They all started a flag last night like this. Broke down the flag, but then ripped up. So they're trying to get people out, the lever traders out before the move. See? They're like, okay, there's going to make we know it's going to move up, and we're going to grab you first and then dump you. But that's also a beautiful cup and handle. Look at it. A beautiful cup and handle there. I mean, that's gorgeous. And so that tells me that there's like a 90% chance that Cardano's headed at least to 32 cents. And from there, sad to see Cardano so beat up, though. I've been in Cardano for so long. I got it at 2 cents a long time ago. It's at I'm up 17x after 7 years. Kind of sad, right? It's like, whatever. Good thing I took profits on other stuff. So this looks interesting. Looks like we may eventually kind of hold this beautiful flag and continue up to 90,100 for Bitcoin. Live trading here on the stream every single day if we see something that works, right? We went over the Fed tool, told you that there's going to be a 97% tomorrow. They're just not going to cut the rates, all right? Animoca Japan and Rootstocks Labs team up to build Bitcoin treasury infrastructure. Animoca's hot, man, and they're smart, and I like what they're doing. They focus on a Bitcoin native on-chain infrastructure secured by off work. You have to understand the dollar's losing value, and the dollar is the general product behind almost all the other products in finance, right? So if you're losing value in the main, basically the stronghold that creates each, everything's linked back to the dollar. It's going to put cracks in the system, and eventually it's not going to be good for loans, mortgages. It's actually really bad. And so we're going to start seeing Bitcoin-backed loans, which is a cleaner form of money than the dollar. Bitcoin has gone up in value for 20 years. The dollar has dropped drastically. They've printed 20% of the dollar supply in the last 5 years. Bitcoin has lost more and more of its supply in the last 5 years. The math is already done for you. People smarter than you have already thought out what's going to happen into the future. They've already made the ideas. They had AI and they did game theory and they know. And so... And that's kind of important, right? I like SWI. SWI shows how crypto treasuries are becoming active protocol operators, and here's why it matters. Crypto treasuries are quietly changing roles, shifting from passive balance sheets into active protocol participants. And SWI is a clean example of how fast that transition is happening. In early cycles, firms like Strategy, formed MicroStrategy, or Metaplanet treated crypto assets as static reserves, meant to sit untouched. Today, simply holding isn't enough. Deployment and participation actually matters now. So, you can earn yield, you can earn stable, you can borrow against, and then put more liquidity into the world to create better ideas, more movement, more jobs, and push forward. This looks like a bit of a double bottom to me. I see it. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit my target up there at 91,372 later on today. We may come back down and do this, and we may go sideways for about 9 to 10 hours, and we might not pump until tonight or Wednesday at like 7, in the morning. So just be careful. I'd love it if we rip out of nowhere. I'd love it if we go sideways and rip. Both of these are okay. This one will take more patience. I don't want to lose this trend line. If we lose this trend line, we're coming down for a possible double bottom back to 86,350. So that's the squiggly wigglies for the day. That's going to show you what's happening. Everyone, I got to jump out a bit early today. I'm so sorry about that. Let's take a look at BDXN and Flare. And then I got to jump on out of here just a second early. I'm going to be on Mario Nafal's Twitter account. He's one of the most famous people online, okay? Mario Nafal. If I say his name correctly. Okay? Here he is right here. I will be on this channel. You'll see a live button. You'll click on it. I'll be in a discussion. Look, he was just live right there with Alex Jones and some other people, man. He was debating with Alex Jones and Brian Kranzenstein. He had both people there. That's interesting to have both people on both sides of that. And actually, I don't want to get into that. That's crazy. Man, the whole thing, I don't want to see loss of life for any reason. I also, I don't want to talk about it because it's polarizing. If I say something, I seem to offend someone on either side. I'm really not going to go there. You know what I mean? I do tell you, I did say earlier today, I got my butt whipped by men with guns when I was a kid. Actually, a couple times in my life, I've been actually thrown around by police. So I know not to get crazy because I've had my life almost taken playing around. And they told me they almost shot me. They said to my face, they said, we almost shot you. You ran so fast. We didn't know if you had something. You could have lost your life running from us the way you did. Anyway, so I'm going to be on with Mario Nafal at 12 o'clock. So I got to leave. We got to do a mic check and get things ready. Yeah, I see you now. You're a real one. God bless you, man. I see the referral link for exchanges. Thank you. Sam Tripoli, host InfoWars. Funny. Great stream as always, Sam. Thank you. What's the Discord group sign up? Go to CryptoLifer.com. It's so simple, folks. Go to CryptoLifer.com. Let me show you how to do it. You type in the words CryptoLifer, right? .com. And you go to subscriptions. It's already there. I'll give you the link there to the subscriptions page. And you can sign up immediately. We got the bot does it, takes the money, and puts you in the group. You're ready to go. And it's $99 for the month, $270 for a quarter. I think that's a great. You get 3 months. You really got to incubate. A month isn't long enough. If you miss a few days, something's happened. You got to stick with me for a couple months. You got to put in the work. All right. So if you're ready to go and you want to change your life, I'm here. If you're kind of holding back and you're not sure, just keep watching the stream until you are. I'm here every single day. You'll figure it out. All right. Many people, thousands of people have changed their life with me. I already know it works. I've already seen it. I've gone all around the world and people have opened doors for me, flown to me, hugged me, told me that their kids are better, their lives are better, husbands have said they're better, wives have said I've made their husbands better. I've gotten, you have no idea. Fathers say I'm with their son and they watch the show together. I've brought people together. It's been a loving community. I think you'll be on one of the most high frequency places you've ever experienced in your entire life. I don't think you've ever even been in a place like my trading group. I don't think it exists around the world. Because, who went live as much as I did? Who gave God the grace as much? You know what I mean? God bless, every single day I mention God on this channel. To thousands of people, I preach God's name every single day because God gave me so much, everyone. He changed my life in a way I'll always be thankful. I could be back where I used to be on a night shift. Anything could have changed, but I got perspective. I got the belief that something could happen, and God changed me, man. Look, wait for the 200 to come up into the pattern. So if the 200 can get pulled up here, into the pattern, we can get very tight. That's going to be a pretty good zone there. So what I do is where I speculate on what would be a nice entry, I put an alert maybe right before it. So if I get an alert, I can wait. But that looks interesting. BDXN looks like it's going to move out of cup and handle to the upside. I think you're onto something there. Post the link for the stream with Mario. I will. It'll be in the Discord. Yeah, I'll be in the Discord. I don't get it till we go live. Okay. Anyway, I got to bounce. I'm going to be late. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Fast exit, everybody. I'm so sorry, but I gotta bounce. Duty calls, man. He's the most famous guy on Twitter. Let's go.